Forget the power of friendship in Hell's Paradise. The only thing waiting for you at the end of a rainbow is a beautiful flower that wants to turn your internal organs into mo. Most shonen try to sell you a dream, but Jigokuraku sells you a fever dream that's as gorgeous as it is disturbing. Is it a masterpiece of psychological horror, or just another MAPPA fast, hiding behind a Zen aesthetic? We follow Gabimaru the Hollow, an elite ninja who's essentially given up on living until he realizes he actually has something to lose, to win a royal pardon. He and a group of the world's most depraved death row convicts are dumped on the island of Shinkansen. Their mission? Find the Elixir of Life. The catch? Nobody who goes there ever comes back in one piece, or even as a human. To keep these monsters in line, each convict is paired with a Yamada, a Samana, high-ranking executioner. It's a Suicide Squad dynamic where the person standing next to you is just as likely to be your savior as they are your decapitation specialist. The island itself is a lush, vibrant nightmare filled with statues that shouldn't move and insects that carry a very literal death inside them. The real stars of the show aren't just the humans, but the Lord Tensen. These aren't your typical big bad villains. They represent a horrifying intersection of gender fluidity and Taoist perfection. They shift between male and female forms to balance their internal energy. Or Tao. It's a literal manifestation of biological horror that makes you question the very definition of what it means to be human. MAPPA absolutely nails the contrast between the grotesque and the sublime. 1 minute, you're looking at a breathtaking sunset, and the next, a character is sprouting peonies from their eyeballs. This isn't just gore for gore's sake. The series uses this floral mutilation to explore Taoist philosophy, the idea that life and death are just two sides of the same coin, constantly feeding into one another. However, the pacing can feel like a sprint through a minefield. The show dives deep into the power system of Tao early on, and if you aren't paying attention, it can feel like a bit of a lore dump. While the character development for Gabimaru and Sagiri is top tier, some of the supporting convicts feel like they're just there to be creative fodder for the island's meat grinder. The global community on Reddit and on Twitter is pretty much in agreement. The biggest pro is the unique aesthetic and the death game atmosphere. Unlike the urban streets of Jujutsu Kaisen, the island of Shinkansen feels like an alien planet. Fans love how the relationship between Gabimaru and his executioner, Sagiri, subverts the typical romantic tropes in favor of mutual respect and survival. The biggest con often cited by the hardcore crowd is the occasional dip in animation quality. Compared to MAPPA's heavy hitters like Chainsaw Man, while the art direction is phenomenal. Some of the high-octane fights in the latter half of the season rely a bit too heavily on static frames and speed lines. It's not enough to ruin the experience, but it's noticeable if you're looking for that Demon Slayer level of fluid motion. Hell's Paradise is a wild, philosophical ride that manages to be both intellectually stimulating and deeply unsettling. It's not just about ninjas cutting things. It's about the messy, beautiful struggle of people trying to find a reason to live in a place designed to kill them. If you can stomach the body horror and the heavy Taoist themes, this is a must-watch for anyone tired of the standard shonen formula. It's bold, it's bloody, and it's unapologetically weird. While it doesn't quite hit the technical perfection of some of its studio siblings, it's heartened, it's horror undeniable. Final score, 8.5/10.